Phil Hellmuth, the self-proclaimed greatest poker player in the world, loves to slow play. And when he does get trapped, he's sure that he can dodge bullets, baby. Well, let's see if that's true today.
No idea how Hellmuth didn't raise pre-flop with these two kings.
5 ways to the flop, trying to set the trap, but unfortunately might have entangled himself.
It's going to get awkward. Well, if Keating goes nuts with this bare ace of diamonds, yeah, we may see Hellmuth erupt. Almost looking for an excuse to fold.
I've ever seen in my life. You can barely turn a computer on.
Right, 2,000.
Really? Yeah. But I was joking with my buddies. I was like, man, we should make onlyfarmers.com, you know, really step it up.
Is that like OnlyFans but for farmers?
Yeah, right. Onlyfarmers.com.
And Hellmuth just
really
calling with kings.
Really get in this.
Trying to set the trap, but unfortunately might have entangled himself. Unless...
Hear that website's had a terrible effect on us.
Oh, boy.
5 ways to the flop, Hellmuth with kings.
Haven't they all?
We are playing roughly $75,000 deep on no gamble, no future, a loose, aggressive, splashy, battle game. Feldman raises it up to $2,000 with 7-6 of spades from middle position. Phil Hellmuth in the cutoff just calls with pocket kings, king of spades, king of hearts. The only reason to do this is if you think someone yet to act is going to re-raise a large chunk of the time. Otherwise, just calling in this situation is terrible. That said, he does have some battlers yet to act in this scenario. Alan Keating calls with ace of diamonds, 7 of clubs, and the small blind. That's a little bit loose, and it's going to be hard to realize equity out of position, but if there's anyone who can do it, it's Alan. Nick Airball also called on the button. Forgot about him. He has a 6-5 offsuit, also loose. And then Hanks in the big blind calls with king 8 offsuit. The 3 battlers decided to not battle. 5 ways to the flop. Good luck, Phil.
Because Jack e4, little pieces everywhere.
It's going to get awkward, maybe expensive. I have no idea how Hellmuth didn't raise pre-flop with these two kings.
And with this group of wackos. Just gonna call here.
Well, now you're just, you sort of have to play it safe. See what develops. Almost looking for an excuse to fold. Post-flop.
Flop comes jack of spades, 8 of diamonds, 4 of diamonds. Alan Keating with the ace-high backdoor flush draw checks. Hanks in the big blind leads for 6,000 with king 8 for middle pair. I would just check this and see what develops, but he decides to lead. Feldman calls with 7-6 of spades for backdoor flush draw and gut shot, which seems fine. And then Phil Hellmuth opts to just call. This is the spot where, because the pot's already 22,000 and Hellmuth only has 73 remaining in his stack, I would just raise and get it in. I know it's annoying when you are drawing thin or dead against a better hand, but this is a spot where, given the very draw-heavy nature of the board, your opponents are going to have lots of straight draws, flush draws, and 1-pair hands. And kings actually does very, very well against that. So I would raise at this point. I would either make it something like 28,000, a pretty chunky raise, or more likely, against this cast of characters who may just decide to gamble with any jack, I would just rip it all in. I know that may seem like a big all-in, but you got to realize whatever your opponents have all has a decent amount of equity. And if you can make them fold out that equity, that's a really, really good result for you. I mean, in this scenario, as you see, Phil is only going to win this pot 46% of the time with a good, strong overpair. But if he gets that heads up, that number is going to go way up. And if he picks up 22,000 without having to see a showdown, that's also fine too. Hellmuth, though, decides to slow play. Airball gets out of the way. Keating with his overcard, backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw calls. Let's go to the turn.
We grab a drink at the high limit bar after I died, obviously. Died on
3
it.
of diamonds. Keating has the
we're
ace
having a
of
drink.
diamonds in
My
his
buddy meets
hand.
this girl who's, he chats up, and obviously, they're all professionals.
Yeah.
On the bar. He's like, oh, so what do you do? She's like, oh, I'm in tech. I moved out here from Colorado. He's like, oh, no way, I'm in tech too. What company do you work for? She goes, OnlyFans. Oh,
Fair enough.
that's great.
Fair enough.
Oh boy.
The turn is the 3 of diamonds, a very, very, very nasty card for everyone. Alan improves to the nut flush draw, but Everybody else gets way worse. Alan checks. So do the other pretty weak hands. And then Hellmuth decides to bet 10,000 into the 34,000 pot. I, again, would have likely bet larger in this situation if I wanted to bet, because when you bet 10 into 34, anyone with a good diamond is going to call correctly, or at least close enough to correctly. And if someone does have something like a flush draw and a pair, or a straight draw and a flush draw, they're also not going to fold, and they're getting the right odds to draw. So I think Hellmuth probably wants to bet a little bit bigger if he even decides to bet. Now, it's very important to note that if Alan's never going to lead this turn with his strong hands, which I don't think many people will, you have to be pretty careful here, because Alan could very easily have a random 2-pair, flush, etc. And you may think, oh, I'm going to find out. I think Alan's super straightforward. Well, if you think Alan's super straightforward, you haven't paid attention to how he plays. So I think this is a spot that, given Phil has relatively few strong hands except for flushes, and he doesn't block any of those flushes, I think Hellmuth may actually just want to check it back in this spot. If you are against weak, passive, straightforward opponents who will always call a lot of worse hands and always raise with better hands and never bluff you, then sure, this 10,000 bet becomes quite nice because you can actually navigate the spot perfectly. But I don't think this is the kiddie game, so I'd probably just check it back in the spot. That said, Hellmuth goes 10,000. Let's see how his opponents respond.
Hellmuth bets 10K on the turn. Could create some uncomfortable situations for him.
Well, if Keating goes nuts with this bare ace of diamonds, yeah, we may see Hellmuth erupt.
Keating just calls. That'll clear the field of Hanks and Feldman.
Alan, with his ace-high flush draw, has a pretty easy continue. The question is, should he call or raise? I think if he had something like a gut shot or an open-ended straight draw with a flush draw, raising would become a little bit more viable because those hands completely lack showdown value. But with the ace, that's sometimes good if you hit it, and the nut flush draw, I like calling. Hanks and Feldman get out of the way with their nothing. Let's go to the river.
4K in this pot, and it's the king of diamonds making Hellmuth top set, but Keating the ace-high flush.
Get ready for the avalanche.
And Keating wants every single dollar.
The river is the king of diamonds, giving Hellmuth top set. The only problem is it gives Keating a flush, and Keating opts to rip it all in for roughly the size of the pot. I love this play, especially against Phil Hellmuth, because I think Phil Hellmuth at this point is going to have a whole lot of medium strength hands. And if he has a lot of medium strength hands in this spot, he's going to be very inclined to just check it back and try to win at the showdown with a hand like a set, or maybe a hand like ace-jack, right? Whereas if you shove all in for a pot, especially if you are Alan Keating with his loose maniacal image, Hellmuth's going to bluff catch some chunk of the time. So this is a spot where I really do like the shove from Alan. Let's see if Hellmuth can get off the hook with 3 kings.
Runs so good at me, so good versus me for so many years.
Want to see a card?
Yeah, show a card.
Let me think about it. Given as how you never show me a card, I'll be sporting.
Obviously.
All right, here you go.
There's that 7 of clubs.
Big hand.
While Hellmuth is in the tank, Alan voluntarily agrees to show a card. Somewhat quickly, might I add, unless the editing made it look quicker than it actually was. And then he shows a 7 of clubs for a total brick. What I want to know is, in general, do you think this makes it more or less likely that Alan has a premium hand? You think showing nothing makes it more likely he has the nuts? Take a second, think about it, and let me know in the comment section down below. And then we're going to find out if Hellmuth can get off the hook.
Key card alert.
Walker alert.
Did this work again for Keating? After showing a card.
Hellmuth knows Keating can absolutely be bluffing here.
Last couple times Keating has shown his card. He's gotten exactly what he wanted.
I actually have a meeting with Pink later.
Really?
He said, really?
Dude, look at this stack I have in front of me.
I fold.
Does find the folds.
Don't show.
Don't let it go.
Nice. Nice.
If it's not the
play,
ace, show it. If it is an ace, don't show it.
Dealer, dealer? Dealer,
Dealer.
It's a good way to.
Dealer.
Dealer, dealer? Dealer, dealer?
All right, we get to watch it on TV.
Dealer, dealer?
For you, sir.
What's your aim?
Thank you.
It just felt so unfair. See, I either had a set
Getting
of jacks or a set of kings, Keating. I had one of the two of those.
You had a set?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you had.
How the
What happened? Oh, you just flatted jacks? Wow.
Or king.
Top set.
Or king.
No, he didn't.
After a while, Hellmuth lays it down. Today, he dodges the ace of diamonds bullet and he lives to fight another day. I do think in general, when people voluntarily show they have nothing, I mean, what are they doing? They pretty much always have the nuts. If Alan did not have the nuts here, this would be a savage level on levels. Maybe some of your opponents do this kind of thing, but most of the time when someone's bluffing, they just want you to fold. And showing nothing doesn't really help that. Unless they think you're some leveling war master. So in general, I think what Alan did here is probably pretty strong, but to be fair, if anyone can flip that on its head, it's Alan Keating. I'll talk to you next time.